People always ask, why coffee bike? Not a truck, not a trailer, cart, or even a retail coffee shop. And the truth is, it's not just a fraction of the cost, but it's actually smarter, more versatile, and attention getting.
So today we asking the big question. So why a coffee bike? Why not a trailer? Why not a retail cafe?
Hey Noah, thanks a lot for having me. And that's a very common question that I receive. And the answer is like just open the door, go outside your city, and look around. How many trucks and trailers and even the retail coffee shops do you see? Tons. And then ask yourself, how many coffee bikes are out there? Well, the answer will probably be zero, or if you're in Vancouver, then six, if you can find all of them. um, when you start coffee bike in your city, you immediately position yourself in a niche segment. So when you presenting your business to your new community, to your new customer base, you immediately become an only option in this segment. Let's say someone wants to hire you for corporate events. If they start to choose for the truck option, they have option A, B, C, D, E, F. And that's so many options, and the chances that you're gonna get picked are quite low. As opposed to coffee bike, if someone wants specifically a coffee bike, then you're gonna be the only option, and you have a much higher chances to get the job done, to get hired. Another thing is coffee bike combines both mobility of the truck and compact size of the cart. So we can travel 10 to 20 kilometers on the single charge from point A to point B and backwards. And then if we need to go further distance, we can still rent or purchase a utility trailer, attach it to the car, and go to the neighbor city. Easy, right? And once you arrive to the city, you still unload the bike from the trailer and you ride the bike around. So you arriving to a destination as a bike, not as a trailer and a bike. Yet the footprint allows you to be in the spaces where a typical trailer or food truck just simply won't fit. We're talking sidewalks, we're talking parks, we're talking indoor spaces. Winter time, for example. What do? With a truck in the winter time? You just still park outside, hoping that people won't be hesitant to dress up, go outside, and wait, shivering for their order.
Right.
In our case, it's completely different. You find indoor space, hopefully underserved, meaning there is not much options around. You contact the property manager, you get a green light, you open the door, you roll in, and you start to operate. Meaning you can do this all year round, even if you live in, snowing, cold Toronto.
hmm But let's say, for example, like someone doesn't know anything about business or coffee. So what is the starting point? Where do you start?
You start honestly with doing your homework. Fun fact that number one and number two most common questions that people ask us when they inquire: oh, how much is a coffee bike? What permits do I need to get? For the first question, we have literally 4 different sections on the website which highlight the price of the coffee bike in a big bold print. So your level of attention to the details when you fill in the inquiry form, and one of the questions on the inquiry form, I understand that the price of coffee bike is ranging from $9,850 to $17,850, and you need to put a check mark, otherwise you won't be able to submit the form. And the second question is also answered right below. I understand that I am responsible for the local permits and regulations. And still, majority of people ask me this question. And a fun fact is, based on the current statistics, none of those people actually end up purchasing a coffee bike, even though we carefully doing our best to repeat ourselves, explain them in a polite manner that this is the prices, this is the process, etc. But to answer your question is, the process is typically relatively simple. You need general business license, you need your local health license or health permit, and you need an operational permit. Operational permit would go two ways. Number one, if you deal with your local public properties, such as city sidewalks or park departments, park properties, that's where you need to apply directly to the government officials. And number two, which I just mentioned previously, is private properties. And for a lot of landlords and building managers, coffee bike is actually a great option to offer something new or extra to their tenants or staff in general, because you don't need any building permits, you don't need to do any adjustments to your infrastructure, no plumbing, electrical jobs whatsoever. All you need is to provide us with a plug, open the door for us, let us in, we're ready to serve almost right away. Landlords, property managers love this. We can operate all year round with some great indoor locations, and we just pay agreed rent to the property managers and landlords.
So let's summarize. Let's say I'm in Calgary
Yeah.
right now, and you're in Vancouver.
Yeah.
So what is the process to get my coffee bike?
So the process depends on what kind of entrepreneur you are. We have two types of entrepreneurs who approach their coffee bike purchase. Number one, very constructive, perfectly doing their homework. Everything is ready by the time they receive their coffee bike, which is, for us, it takes 6 to 8 weeks to produce the unit and deliver it to you. In the meantime, if you're one of those constructive people, entrepreneurs, you would do everything like your permits and regulations and all the paperwork in advance. By the time you receive the unit, it's going to take you a few weeks, 2 to 4, depending on how responsive is your local government agents, to stamp everything, ready to serve. And there is another type of entrepreneurs, and I can confess I was one of those myself, where you see a great idea, you love the product, the coffee bike, you calculate the margins of the coffee cup, how much it costs to buy all the ingredients here and how much you sell it for, and then you just picture how you're gonna make millions. You pay your your savings or whatever, your funds to purchase the coffee bike from us. You receive the bike, and then you realize, oh, there is also a business license and health permit and this and that and that, and that's going to be an aftermath for you. Still, you're already committed, so you're going to figure it out somehow. I did. Took me a little longer than if I would do my homework in advance, but in this case, it really depends on how fast you're going to do your post research after you receive your bike. So it can be stretched to a few months for sure.
But that's the $1,000,000 question then. So what do I expect in return if I invest $20,000 in a coffee bike?
So you mean
How
like
much
how
can you
much you
make?
can make? Oh, that's a very nice and the most common question. You need to understand that when you invest in a coffee bike, what we advertise and what I personally propose in every single call and email I make, you're not buying a business, you're buying a business asset. Coffee bike is a perfectly or subjectively perfectly developed business asset. And the success of this asset within your own business would be defined by your personal effort and your ability and vision to execute the concept. You can use it as a side hustle and just roll it out Saturdays and Sundays while having your full-time job and make this extra cash. That's fine. You can completely switch full-time to coffee bike and just do it Monday to Sunday, 12 hours per day on one location. That's another scenario. You can be focusing solely on events, public events, private caterings, and that's a third scenario. Like there's so many flexible scenarios where you can apply our concept to your own business. And to answer how much you can make is a very stretched. That would be a very stretched answer. Instead, I always share what we make in Vancouver, and I am completely open book for it. We send even our POS reports from what we make. Like currently, we are at around like 500 to 600,000 annual revenue from all of our units combined, and that's pretty good numbers, and it didn't start from year one or year two. Like it took us a few years to accumulate to that point. But if I'm talking just from the perspective of manager and operator of those units, where I don't serve the drinks myself, my profit margin would be in a 30 to 35% range, which is pretty damn good for food concept. If you're talking about someone who just owns a unit and operates without having to involve additional labor, then your margin jumps to 70 to 75%. Like meaning for every $1,000 of coffee you sell, you make $700 to $750 profit to your pocket. So with these type of calculations, like you just need like a couple months of successful daily sales to break even your bike. Another example would be private events. Our average ticket right now is around 1,200 for 4 hours of service. Even when we have a barista working at that event, the profit margin would still be more than 50%, meaning we would pocket around 600, sometimes 700, depending on how much drinks we serve in this duration of time of profit in this event. That won't include marketing expense. So the lead generation can add up, like, we use Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads. $50 to $100 per successful lead cost. But sometimes the event can just come organically to us. So hence you still have a little bit of margin error if you organically receive the lead or if you receive it through the marketing efforts, paid marketing efforts.
That sounds great, man. Like it sounds like I really want to get one
Yeah.
for myself. But how? Let's say today I want to buy one coffee bike.
Yeah.
So how do I contact you? What's the next step?
Very simple. You go to our coffeebike.ca website.
Mm-hmm.
You fill in a quick inquiry form. You state there are a few questions like if you have funds available, how soon you want to get your bike, and a couple others. We
Is it
get
pretty easy to do?
very easy, just a single form on the website. As soon as you click submit, you automatically receive introduction email and SMS message. This is when we get trigger that we need to contact you. Typically, people who are actually interested and who end up purchasing, they get in touch by responding to SMS or email right away.
Okay.
Email has a link to book the call with us, to apply for finance in Canada, which is also pretty cool.
Okay.
You have this option not to pay upfront. But most of the inquiries we still have to follow up because for a lot of people it takes a lot of time to make a big decision in their life, and some of them not even making it at all. So 3 to 5 calls per inquiry is what we make, and then if person doesn't respond, then we just close it off, meaning the desire is not there yet.
So one last question. Let's say if I invest 20K
Yeah.
in your coffee bike, how long it takes me to start to seeing profit as soon as I'm on operation? So the time between receiving the coffee
Yeah.
bike and all, how long would it take?
If you do your homework with permits and regulations, if you prepare everything in advance before your coffee bike is actually delivered, for us it takes 6 to 8 weeks to build your custom bike and deliver it to you. In the meantime, during this time, you can already preset all the permits, applications, etc. So when you receive the bike, you just need few weeks, let's say 2 to 4 weeks, depending on how responsive is your local government to get things started, and then you can start to operate right away. And then how long it will take you to break even, we can look back to my initial answer.
Right.
Is so flexible that it's going to depend really up to your execution.
So just to make sure, so you actually guys customize each bike depending on my needs?
So we provide custom branding and color for your bike,
Okay.
complementary, and depending on your local codes and regulations, if you do your homework in advance and you say, hey, my local health authorities want me to have only one sink and you guys have 3 sinks, we can remove 2 sinks, no problem. Or they're gonna tell, hey, we want to have this additional fridge there, in addition to our existing fridge. I'm just making stuff up, but minor customizations we can accommodate it.
Okay.
Just so you can smoothly pass your local inspections.
Okay. But for a person like me, for example, you have to understand I'm going to invest between 10K and 20K.
Yeah.
Right? So I work hard for this money,
Yeah.
but I want to know how much actually I'm gonna make because
You want to see the real numbers.
I want to see real numbers. Like
Not,
if you do have like not a proof, but at least if you can show
oh,
me
I have
something.
exactly the proof for you. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
let me, like, I have an access to my POS system all the time,
Okay.
to all the units that are operating.
And that's
So,
something that I can check too when I'm an
well, you
owner.
cannot have direct access to our POS
But
system,
for mine, yeah.
but I can show you on my phone right now. Let me see. Let's say September 1 until today, so a little bit more than a month.
Yeah.
So here you go, 55K in revenue.
Can we
And
see that on camera? Okay.
yep, here you
Okay.
go, 55K in revenue. That's from operations of all of our units in a flexible format. Basically, the profit margins I already mentioned to you, 30 to 35% if you have staff operating the units.
Yeah.
So we're talking like upwards 15 to 20K in profit, which again, that doesn't specifically mean
And you're
it's
talking about profit.
profit. It doesn't specifically mean that the money is something that I make and gonna spend on myself. I constantly reinvest in my business, but that can dictate you like, the real numbers that we made.
Yeah.
From September 1 until today, 55,000 in revenue.
Yeah.
Um,
And
can you do
someone
it?
like me, for example, sorry to cut you off, but let's say someone like me, I'm with my wife,
Yeah,
okay, and I'm planning to say, like, I want to work on the beginning
just one
before
unit.
I hire someone,
Yeah.
me and the wife, okay, for like 6 days a week.
Okay. With this report that I just showed you,
Mm-hmm.
if I would ballpark,
Yeah.
let's say we cut all of my operation down to just one bike, but we take the best opportunities out of everything that we have, I think 25 to 30K is very possible. But again, not from day one, but from the time where you learn your local community, understand their needs, accumulate those great returning corporate clients, customers, etc. 25 to 30 is completely possible. And the twist here is, if that's going to be your scenario, you and your wife operating, meaning you don't have any labor involved,
Right.
we're coming back to this 70 to 75% profit margin.
Okay.
So think about, let's think positive, 30K. That's going to give you up to
24, yeah.
24,000 profit from operating one coffee bike. Uh, ask me, it's crazy, but like it's possible. Again, that's going to be full-time operations, great clients, your established business. You're not just someone who launched yesterday. But in the beginning, it's going to take you some time, right?
Because if you think about it, like if you invest 20K, most of the car, like if you buy like a Honda Civic, whatever, that'll cost you like 30K.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose money with it. But if I buy a coffee bike, that will, make profit on.
Yeah, subjectively, right? You can do Uber deliveries with your Honda, etc. But like, I don't expect every single entrepreneur who purchased coffee bike to succeed. I'm a realistic person. I want them to succeed, but the reality is not always what we want, right? And
Why are they gonna fail though?
there are different reasons, right? Some people are just not ready for the business game in general. Some people overvalue their skills or undervalue the real world scenario. And there are two positive outcomes even in failure of the coffee bike. Number one, you are not taking a 300 to 500,000 loan against your property, for example, to open a retail coffee shop.
Right, right.
I see those people, so much around,
Yeah.
who have this genius idea of opening a coffee shop.
Right.
They go take a small business loan against their property or against their partner's income. And, the reality is harsh. Yes, some of them succeed, but most of them, unfortunately, boom. And you sign your commercial lease for 5 years, typically in Canada. I don't know other countries, but 5 years meaning, let's say, outside of downtown, 5K per month rent. In downtown, 10 or even more K per month. You're not signing a lease agreement for 5K or 10K. You're signing immediately for 60 months. So you're signing a $600,000 just lease agreement.
Right.
So if after 6 months things go wrong, no one give a shit.
Yeah.
The landlord and lawyer is gonna chase after every single penny you have to take what you signed off. No one cares if you sold 5 coffees or 5,000 coffees.
Yeah.
Every first of the month you pay your dues. And it's not just a lease. It's your full payroll team, it's your increased insurances, it's your bills, etc. It adds up, and I own the retail. Unfortunately, I own the retail. Different story, but like I went through all of these cycles of hell with retail location.
So you already have the experience.
I have the experience. And number two, let's say if you skip this portion of genius idea of opening the retail, number two, you got the coffee bike. Maybe you invested your savings or took a loan. Still, the asset is pretty unique and fairly liquid. If you want to get rid of it after 1 year of operations, if things doesn't go well for you, Facebook Marketplace.
Right.
Listed for like not 20K but 15K.
Right.
Cosmetic damages, everything, tighten it up. Sure, someone will get it from you very quickly. And we will be happy to invite this person to our network as well.
You're teaching people and you're showing them, but you're still in a business. You're actually running a coffee bike yourself right now?
Oh yeah. We've been running since 2018. Currently, we have 4 coffee bikes and 6 espresso bars in a fleet, which we're gonna talk in more details in some other meeting with you. Today, we are trying to focus mostly on, how to be part of the coffee bike, how much you can potentially make, and how you can start with your own coffee bike. But yeah, we are still operational. My team is part of the Discord channels. We still, like, even now I'm talking to you right now, I have 2 coffee bikes selling at this specific moment in Vancouver, one in English Bay Beach and the other one in Olympic Village in the park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, you know what? Like, I'm really thinking about buying one myself now.
Well, I can give you a friends and family rate for sure. Yeah. But
Vlad, thank you so much. Appreciate it. And then we'll see you on the next one.
thank you, Noah. That was amazing.
Thank
See you
you.
next time.